Hello children, welcome back to Uma Talks. And now again, the second part of third chapter, that is two stories about flying, which has two stories. Okay, his first flight and black aeroplane. Last time we did his first flight, and today we are going to start with black aeroplane. Okay, so the black aeroplane by Frederick Forsyth. Now, this particular story is about the author. The author himself, he's written his own story, okay, and he was flying his own plane, Dakota airplane, okay, and what does he experience? Okay, that he longs to come back to his own home, okay, and have the breakfast with his family. So that is what is the whole story. So here the author says that he was flying an aeroplane at 1 o'clock at night. Okay, at night he flies, and the main aim is that he wants to give surprise to his family. Okay, and the description is of the moon. It was coming up in the east behind him. The stars were shining in the skies. Okay, and he was flying his Dakota aeroplane over France. Okay, he started from France, and he is going back to England. England is his homeland. Okay, and he was dreaming of his holiday. He was dreaming of the time which he's going to spend with his family. Okay, so and the next morning when he is going to meet his family, okay, at the breakfast table, all that was going on in his mind. So finally, he calls at the Paris control, okay, and he then radios them and tells them that he is on his way back to England, okay, and Paris control people, they acknowledge his call, and they advise him to turn around 12 degrees, okay, west, and he takes 12-degree west, and as he changes the direction, okay, everything was going off well, and he had Paris was about 150. He had left Paris back about 150 kilometers. He had traveled forward, okay, and then all of a sudden he sees storms and clouds, okay, and clouds as black as mountains in front of him, and he could very well understand that he cannot fly the plane over the clouds, okay, neither can he go back. He could have gone back, but more than going back, he had that desire to meet his family the next morning. Okay, so he badly wanted to go back home. Okay, and but he couldn't understand what to do. So at any cost, he decides to go back to Paris, but he also wants to go back home, as I told you. Okay, so again he takes the risk and flews into the storm. Okay, the black clouds and storms, he tries to fly within that. Okay, through that, you can say. So he couldn't see anything. Nothing was visible outside the plane. Okay, and everything was black, and the plane, it twisted and jumped in the air, and when he looked at the compass, it was gone. The compass was not showing anything, no direction where he was, nothing. Okay, so he tried to contact the Paris control, but he couldn't contact that too, and he was lost in the storm. The storm was all around him, and the plane was there in the center. Okay, so then he could see another plane. Then in the black clouds, he sees another aeroplane, okay, which had no lights on its wings. There were no lights. The wings had no lights. Okay, and he could see it flying next to him in the storm, and the person in the plane, okay, was flying just beside him, okay, very close to him, just by his side, and he was very happy to see another person, okay, in the storm with him. He was scared. He must be scared also, and he was saying to follow him. Okay, and he could understand that the other person in the plane was asking him to follow. Okay, and definitely the author understood that there was somebody in that plane who was trying to help him. Okay, so he started following him, but he could only fly for half an hour, and after that there was no fuel left in the fuel was only for 5 to 10 minutes, and there was no fuel left. Extra fuel was not there. So he again started getting scared, started feeling frightened, and then he started coming down. Okay, he had to land because there was no other option left. Then suddenly what he sees, he was on the runway, and he could see he had landed up safely and he was on some runway. Okay, he started looking for his friend, the other friend, okay, in that black plane, and he wanted to go to him and thank him personally. Okay, but the sky was all empty and there was nobody to be seen. Then he goes to the control tower, okay, and there he sees a woman, and he goes and talks to her, okay, and she laughs and she says that there's no other aeroplane except his, okay, that particular night. So he's the only one who has landed there and there's no other plane today. So the author was really surprised, okay, that there was no other plane and he had already experienced one. It was experience which kept his mouth open. He couldn't understand what had happened, okay, and who had actually come over there in a plane to help him, okay, and he was also without compass and radio and all that, but still, and he did not have enough of fuel also in his tanks. And who was that particular strange pilot who had come to help him in black aeroplane, okay, flying in the storms, and that even without light. So that's a vague question left, and here the story ends. So this is a story of this black aeroplane, The Black Aeroplane by Frederick Forsyth. Okay, so this particular story doesn't give you any lesson as such, but yes, go and help anybody if somebody is in need, and if you are in a condition to help the person, okay, so that is there. And the love for the family, you can go to any extent if you love your family, so that is there. Hope you must have understood the chapter well, okay. The same again, write in the comment box and do tell me how did you like, okay, give a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, okay, and the new children, do subscribe the channel. Thank you for watching.